Good evening, I'm Walter, and welcome to Concrete Block, your trusted source for in-depth analysis of the day's most significant events. Tonight, we're focusing on a developing story that's sending shockwaves across the globe. The relationship between Europe and the United States is under strain due to escalating tensions over Greenland and trade agreements. According to reports from France 24, NATO's chief is working to de-escalate the crisis as President Donald Trump prepares to attend the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. Trump's plans to assert control over Greenland, a territory currently under Danish jurisdiction and a NATO ally, threaten to undermine relations with European allies. This move could overshadow his initial intention to address affordability issues in the United States during his appearance at the Global Economic Gathering. Additionally, a key EU-US trade deal is hanging in the balance due to growing tensions between the two entities. Ursula von der Leyen, commenting on the situation, emphasized the importance of honoring agreements, stating, "In politics as in business, a deal is a deal. And when friends shake hands, it must mean something." The European Parliament has suspended the ratification of the EU-US deal struck last July, citing concerns over Greenland and France's membership in Trump's Board of Peace. Meanwhile, Europe has been treated to a rare spectacle, the Northern Lights, resulting from the most powerful solar storm since 2003. While this phenomenon has brought wonder to many, it also serves as a reminder of the broader geopolitical landscape that is increasingly complex and interconnected. As we navigate these developments, it's crucial to consider multiple perspectives and strive for a balanced understanding of the issues at hand. The situation between Europe and the US is multifaceted, involving historical alliances, economic interests, and geopolitical ambitions. We'll continue to monitor these events closely and provide updates as more information becomes available. For now, it's clear that the coming days will be pivotal in shaping the future of international relations and global economic stability. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Concrete Block. Welcome back to Concrete Block. We're diving into a rather unusual story that's been making headlines around the world. It appears that President Donald Trump has once again sparked controversy, this time with his remarks about acquiring Greenland from Denmark. In a speech at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Trump called for immediate negotiations to discuss the acquisition of the Danish territory, while also ruling out the use of military force to take over the island. Now, it's worth noting that Trump's interest in purchasing Greenland is not entirely new. The idea was first floated back in 2019, and it was met with widespread criticism and skepticism from both Denmark and Greenland. The Danish government has repeatedly stated that Greenland is not for sale, and the Greenlandic government has also made it clear that they do not wish to be part of the United States. In his speech, Trump claimed that the US gave Greenland back to Denmark after World War II, which is not entirely accurate. While it's true that the US did defend Greenland against Nazi forces during the war, it never actually acquired the territory. After the war, Denmark rejected an offer from former President Harry Truman to purchase Greenland for $100 million. Trump's comments have been met with a mix of confusion and concern from world leaders, with some expressing worries about the potential implications for NATO and international relations. The Danish government has reiterated its position that Greenland is not for sale, and the Greenlandic government has also reaffirmed its commitment to self-governance. It's worth considering the potential motivations behind Trump's remarks. Is this a genuine attempt to expand US territory, or is it simply a negotiating tactic? And what are the potential consequences of such a move, both for the people of Greenland and for international relations as a whole? As we continue to follow this story, it's essential to approach it with a critical and nuanced perspective, considering multiple viewpoints and evaluating the evidence. We'll be keeping a close eye on developments and bringing you updates as more information becomes available. Welcome back to Concrete Block. As we wrap up today's show, we're going to dive into a complex and intriguing story that's been making headlines around the world. The United States and several European countries are embroiled in a diplomatic spat over Greenland, with President Trump seeking to acquire the island for national security reasons. The situation has led to a war of words between Trump and European leaders, with some accusing the US president of bullying and others defending his right to prioritize American interests. The EU has threatened to retaliate with tariffs on US imports if Trump follows through on his plan to impose a 10% tariff on imports from Denmark, Norway, Sweden, France, Germany, the UK, the Netherlands, and Finland. At the heart of the issue is a question of sovereignty and self-determination. Greenland is an autonomous territory within the Kingdom of Denmark, and its residents have made it clear that they do not want to be sold or transferred to another country. The Danish government has also stated that Greenland is not for sale, and that any decision about its future would need to be made in consultation with its people. As the situation continues to unfold, it's unclear what the ultimate outcome will be. Will Trump succeed in his efforts to acquire Greenland, or will the EU and other European countries be able to block his plans? One thing is certain: the diplomatic fallout from this dispute will have far-reaching consequences for international relations and global trade. It's also worth noting that this story has sparked a wider debate about the role of the US in the world and its relationships with other countries. Some argue that Trump's actions are a necessary step to assert American power and influence, while others see them as a reckless and short-sighted attempt to undermine international cooperation and stability. As we conclude today's show, we want to hear from you. What do you think about the US-EU dispute over Greenland? Do you think Trump's plans are a good idea, or do you think they're a mistake? Let us know on social media using the hashtag #ConcreteBlock. That's all for today's Concrete Block. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, stay informed.